This was Dad's shop, pretty much the way he left it, with a couple of minor exceptions. That tape measure was not there. Those little plastic tubs were not there. We mixed up some stain to finish something up. This is Dad's assembly bench. And that's a toolbox he built when he was, I believe, 16 years old. And he's been using it all these years. The toys represent a business that he had. And we painted those toys one Christmas, or I painted the van, and it was for the company he formed many years ago. And so we had these for his funeral as part of his display. On this bench right now is some hardware for a project that Dad was working on. Dad had recently been finishing the upstairs. Sheetrocked and painted and trimmed the whole thing, including putting a shower in the little bathroom up there. The only thing that was really left that I know of was this cabinet that he was working on. He had some of the door parts built. You could see the rails and the stiles stacked in there, and a few notes. And it's my hope that I will be able to finish that. But it's not working out right now, and with luck, I'll be able to finish it at a later date. Dad spent many years actually up getting this shop in this kind of shape. And what I mean by this kind of shape is well appointed with tools. He's got this lovely slide saw. He's even got a mortising jig. And the back there is that's I think a planer he used some, but he has another planer that he used more often, which was that DeWalt, and I believe that's a joiner. He spent a lot of time jigging his things to make them work better. Like he spent quite a bit of time on that table saw trying to make the airflow work better so there'd be much less dust. He has a vacuum system that turns on when you open the gate at the tool. That's pretty darn fantastic. Every gate is a switch. And everything's ducted. Little lights all the way back to the vacuum collection system, the dust collection system. But there are lots of things in here that I don't actually know how to use. I couldn't even tell you how to change a little jigsaw blade in there. But here it is. I suppose in the next couple of days I should clean this up and get it all the dust up, and probably maybe at least put things away, maybe even some sort of a small inventory. He's got lots of things. Look at all his clamps. I mean, he built things. That's what he was setting up to do many years ago with his retirement. His work, he did not get a lot of work doing cabinetry work, but he got himself set up for it. There's just not a lot of money in it when you can get things sent from overseas cheaper than you can do for the materials here, unless you develop a clientele for your specific, what your skill set is and your ability to make the things that they want that they can't get. Well, that was awkwardly stated, but he got himself set up and he did all kinds of things around here, and continued to work for one of his former employees, his most recent employee, for a lot of years, doing side projects for him even after he stopped working for him as a foreman. But, look at that. Is that a biscuit? I think that's a biscuit cutter up there. Pretty well set up with router bits. The only thing I hadn't found, and routers. The only thing I hadn't found was any kind of a panel bit that might be used to make raised panels. He could do that thing on the table saw, perhaps that's what he did. If I found another way, I was going to do it, but my thought was to make those doors. The panels for that, on the table saw, if I couldn't find another way. Anywho, here we are. Let's clean up a little bit. I'll start by shutting this door. And for tonight, I'll shut the lights off.